Welcome, Forest Heights STEM Academy artists. Today we're going to be working on our Day 2 or Week 2 AMI project about Cubism. Cubism was an art style and movement that started in Paris, France in the early 1900s and went through the 1920s. Artists like Georges Braque, Juan Gris, Pablo Picasso, Paul Klee, and Diego Rivera were all artists that were very interested in Cubism. These artists looked at Paul Cézanne's artwork. Paul Cézanne was a French artist that you might be familiar with. He noticed that the world around him could be simplified into shapes, basic shapes. Cubists took this idea further by creating also different views within their artwork. So a portrait might have the front, the side, and even the other side of the face shown. Still lifes and objects were broken into different views as well, where the artist might kind of take apart something and then put it back together in a unique way. Cubism is important because it's one of the beginnings of artists creating abstract artwork. And abstract work is where we might be able to see what the artist is showing us, but it's in a very different way than we would see in a photograph or in real life. So let's get started. Second and third grade artists will be exploring Cubism with creating a composition that uses shape and color. Please view the presentation on It's Learning, which has 4 examples of Cubist artwork, before you get started. You may come up with your own idea, or you may do as I did, which is to copy part or an entire artwork from the presentation. I used Kazimir Malevich's Suprematism as my example. I really like how the artist has large shapes and small shapes within the artwork. You don't have to use any kind of special materials. Your paper can have lines on it. It can have writing on one side. Really just use whatever you have at home. I used crayons and some paint that I have in the studio for this artwork on copy paper. Let's move to the demonstration. With my work, I started sketching lightly and then going back and adding more defined shapes. Then I used the crayons and I finished with paint. I hope you enjoyed your exploration of Cubism. I'll see you next week for our next project. Have a great day.